Welcome to Learn the Sword. My teachers have always stressed, if you swing like a banshee, you'll look like a banshee. It's that simple. With the sword, you must stand tall, use etiquette, and swing and cast correctly. Many of the times, though, we're caught up with trying to be more fluent or more fluid than we are. For example, if I was to learn, say, Spanish or Italian or French, and I want to speak it well, I got to immerse myself into it. Although after I get maybe 20 words and a few sentences down and I've had a couple of drinks, I'm going to try to be as fluent as possible and sound like I'm a real French person. Whereas the person I'm talking to, who could be a French person, he goes, I don't know what he's saying. It sounds smooth, but he's not speaking French. Same thing with a sword. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? A lot of times students, they swing way too hard than they need to. They move too fast than they need to. And the reason why is they move from A to B really, really fast without their rote memory being set in, and it's never consistent. For example, if I take the sword here like this and I lift it above my head like that, I'm pretty consistent just doing it this way. But a lot of times when people lift the sword above their head like this, it comes around this way one time, it comes up straight this way, they may bring it up this way. If I pull it up, they might bring it up this way. Even though there's thousands of ways to do it, we need to set up your muscle memory to do it one consistent way so you go from A to B in the shortest amount of distance without telegraphing your thoughts or intentions. And that's an important factor. So what I suggest is with either wood, metal, bamboo is set up hard and fast, look at your target, and then throw out the sword slowly. For example, a lot of us come up here and we set up fast like this, which is good. We move back and forth, which is really nice. And then we go like this, and we throw it down really, really hard. My wrists and arms are used to this, just because I've been doing it for almost 40 years. What I'd like you to understand is if you haven't been doing that, you haven't set up your wrist and everything correctly. So if you go too hard and your arm's off just a little bit, you're going to start an injury, or you'll get something like carpal tunnel or tennis elbow or some little bitty simple pull of a muscle that turns into something chronic because you are executing the technique the way it is not done. It should be done like this, especially when we're working on our rote memory to set up good guidelines. We can set up really fast because that's important. So I set up fast. But when I cut down that slow. I set up fast here like this, and I cut down slow. I set up fast on this side. I cut down slow. I turn around and I set up here, and I cut down slow. And the reason why is, the sword cuts itself. All you need to do, if this was a firearm, is get the nozzle of the firearm, side it up, and just squeeze the trigger slowly, correct? Take a deep breath, hold it smoothly, fire the round. Same thing with a sword, but you're using a little bit more muscle. Set it up, sight in, just squeeze out, and let it go like that. And after a while, you will create the pattern that is needed so you can start going a little faster, a little harder, a little smarter, a little taller, a little smoother. Then it starts coming out this way, and then you start setting in here and cutting up. So at the very beginning, set up nice and smooth and fast, cut down slowly, and bring that into your rote memory. If you do that well, down the road, your foundation will be so much stronger than you imagined.